This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Okay, so rich homie Quan, a lot of people are coming out and saying their condolences. I saw Playboy Cardi at Billboard Awards said RIP to rich homie Quan. Very sad because he was a good person, man. I mean, I knew him a little. I didn't really know him at all, actually, but I worked with him once. He was cool, and you always see in his interviews with people, he's always very respectful. Even with the Young Thug thing, he didn't divulge too much. He kind of stayed out of it and let Young Thug feel the way he did. Like, it's sad that this happened to him, but I gotta say this: if you have, and this goes to you listening, right? If you got people that need you and care about you, he had a kid, he had a baby mother that he lived with, so they were together, and a family, he had his father, mom, probably brothers and sisters, if you have people that care and love you, out of respect for them and your love for them, you got to take care of yourself, and that goes with being healthy, working out, not doing drugs, like being responsible, like, weed and stuff like that. But I'm talking about, like, he was taking certain substances that have been known to have fentanyl on them, and it's possible that could happen. And even on his last live, he was mixing it with some he was showing that he was still drinking lean, so gotta take this with for your own life. Like, take care of yourself for your loved ones. Even myself, I look at it like that. What can you take from a tragedy like this? Take care of yourself, because when you're gone, and the world keeps moving on, Saw little Kim reacted. She's making it about herself. I knew him. Yeah, this is what this turns into when someone dies. I knew him. Right? I didn't post anything because, I did one video with a guy. I'm not going to say, oh my God, I did a video with this guy, right? Like, I didn't have a close relationship with him, and I'm sure little Kim didn't either, right? But she said, this is a part of life I never get used to, heartbroken. No one ever understood that dope friendship you and I. Come on, man. Stop, man. Stop. That's Playboy Cardi at the Billboard Awards. So Quavo and Offset talked, and I'm glad they talked, but I always think it's fake if, like, you talk with someone and then you get right off the phone, and that's more of a personal thing, and you got to rush to the internet and be like, yo, just had a good conversation with my bro. Like, cool. But, like, at one point it's authentic where you guys talk, and then you share it with the world, and then it becomes a publicity thing. Because now all the blogs are... I'm just saying, I'm happy they're talking, because honestly, they should be able to put these differences aside after... And they did for Takeoff. But there is a world you guys can still create and not be best friends, Because honestly, I think they both need each other, to be honest, They're both dropping, kind of weird, Little Troy's doing better, he said, and he's coming out the hospital. He's feeling more like Superman again, recovered from a heart issue. And he said, it was close, but he's recovering, and that's great to hear. Shout out to Little Troy. WAC 100 might be going to court with Irv Gotti's family for divulging that he had a stroke months ago, Sometimes it's not good to be first with some news, Sometimes, WAC 100 was thirsty to get that out there. I don't think anything will come of that. So Jim Jones is always launching something. And I'm okay. I don't know how to how can I say this? Because I could say a million positive things, but there is going to be something I'm going to highlight, and I'm just being honest, okay? So, Jim Jones became a rapper out of nowhere and made something out of nothing, right? And actually, the album he dropped a few years ago is the best thing I've heard from Dipset in years, Tarnished his relationship with Cam, so they're not really cool anymore, right? He abused that relationship. Him and Joel's, they do Joel's is dropping doo-doo, unfortunately, because Joel's is really talented. I just don't think he's being authentic to himself anymore, with his rap. It's almost like he's chasing something else, it's just, I'm glad he did that song with Meek, but Meek sounds like Meek dropped the dope verse, but it sounds like Meek's fighting himself on the verse with the ad-libs. It sounds like he's in the echo chamber. I listen to it. It just doesn't sound like it was recorded professionally. It's crazy. Now Jim Jones is launching Sneaky Link, social media app. What do you think of a Sneaky Link? Something, dishonest, right? Something you want to hide. That's my Sneaky Link. That's like the person you kind of sneak around with, right? That's what, obviously that's what the term is, but he is saying it's like an honest place where two people can come together. It's like, dude, he's trying to drop like a dating app, I guess. Is that what it is? A social media app, Sneaky Links. The platform offers users a fresh way to connect. Bro, it's hard to drop a social media network. In a statement, Jones described Sneaky Links as an app designed to revolutionize how we link online. Remember when he dropped the weed brand? What was that called? That was something. This is the last thing people need right now. It's like another way to sneak around. And then he says Sneaky Links is a vibe setting tool which allows to tailor experience based on their current mood or purpose. Is this like a professional way to say like cheat on your spouse? Like, dude. And then he's always dropping something, right? Let's see. And they never go anywhere. Jim Jones. Saucy. Remember Saucy, the weed brand? Then he came out with a new way to record studio stuff that never went anywhere. We're dropping Vamp Life Studios, Vamp Life energy drinks, Vamp Life sunglasses. None of them go anywhere, bro. Finish one of your ideas before you move on to the next. That's my point. Maybe it is a good idea. And you know what? Jim Jones does have good ideas. I'm not saying he doesn't, because he did a lot of dope stuff for Cameron in the beginning of Cameron's career. He frontlined the Scissor. I think old boy Cologne was like, he was involved in that. Like, he was involved in a lot of dope stuff. Music videos for Cameron. Like, I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying he just never completes any of these ideas. Even Love and Hip Hop, honestly, was Jim Jones and Mona. I'm giving him his credit. I'm just saying he didn't even get to really benefit off of it. And I want to see him benefit off of one of these things, It's like, geez. I think you should go revisit the Saucy thing, man. Was his Angel Reese? Basically confirmed that her and Herbo were smashing. They were like, oh, we caught you in the Cybertruck. He's like, he just got my back in Chicago. That's a cute way for saying you guys are smashing. Let's just be honest, okay? He's climbing that tree. Because she's tall, bro. Jeannie Mai and Jeezy. She wants what she owed from that divorce settlement, okay? She's owed, I guess, he has to pay half the rent. He's owed like $100K in back rent and child tuition costs. Pay up, Jeezy. Jeez, they have a little baby and it needs $4,000 in tuition fees for their daughter? Where's she going? Or is it just daycare? Tuition fees. Let's just call it what it is. That's a glorified daycare to learn, so you don't have to teach them their ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. Deposit at least $500,000 in an interest-bearing account for their daughter, and transfer the title for the 2 cars and cover 4 months for her rent. Bro. You did not do a prenup, huh? I thought you did. Oh, you have a child now. That's the thing. You should really have no problem doing all that for his child, honestly. I'm not going to even... Should have done a little more research on Jeanie Mai. My. Oh, Tyrese goes at Joe Budden. This guy's a mess, dude. This guy is a mess. Let's see what he said here. Tyrese is in his feelings. Where is that thing? Oh, right here.
Anything that happens with me with the Breakfast Club. Let's run the clip back since y'all love running clips back on the pod. As soon as I came on the Joe Budden podcast, I had on a green hat that looked very similar to this. As soon as like, you ain't gonna come over here talking about all that spiritual Negro, you know what I mean, Jesus and all that with the Breakfast Club. Like everything all right? Joe, I actually know you. I know you and I know Melissa Ford. I've done too many turn-ups with Joe Budden. Like, that's my so I thought. Every time I do anything that's got to do with the Breakfast Club and then attempt to follow the Breakfast Club with Joe, I'm just catching straight. So I'm like, yo, you got a problem with Envy and Charlemagne? Y'all need to address that, bro. Because what the fuck that's got to do with me? And how do I got on your pod, who I just met, who got my back more than a nigga that I actually know? Like, even the on your pod was like, yo, after I met Tyrese a couple times, I'm good. I don't want to have that conversation. You kept going. You went as far as calling me bitter. You see this hat right here? This is commit suicide. This is why black men and men in general don't say, don't act like nothing is happening, don't act like they feel nothing, ain't going through nothing, ain't carrying nothing. I'm a grown man, bro. You could have all the fucking influence in the world. You'll never be able to convince me that I'm bitter. What I'm feeling and what I'm carrying and what I'm processing is some shit you've never experienced before because you've never been married. Probably been engaged a few times. That knee is getting old, Joe. You ain't gonna be able to keep putting that just for men on and covering up that. I'm 45. I probably got 2 gray hairs in my goddamn face, and I just do like this with my finger, boop and boop. You Papa Joe over there, bro.
Gosh, Tyrese, please stop, dude. Please. He's so like someone you don't want to know. Yo, he used to be talking down to everybody too when he got on his Facebook videos back in like 2012. Because he was feeling himself. So many Fast and Furious is going on. All that money. And he's still making all this money, but like his life's in shambles because he has like 3 ex-wives. So all the money he takes in is going out. I don't know, man. Tyrese is a mess, man. But that's none of my... We have to be exposed to it, you know? If you want to donate to the channel, the Cash App's below. Smash that like button. If you want to advertise on the channel, it's... what should I do? jordantowermedia@gmail.com. Keep emailing me there. Or just DM me on Instagram. That's easier. Jordan Tower News. Appreciate you. Check you on the next one. Don't forget to hit the like button.
Jordan Tower.
New.